We're now recording, and we're going to start the audio. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 807. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Thank you very much for downloading and subscribing to the show. Please visit the main website at miketechshow.com. You can email me questions and suggestions for show topics at miketechshow@gmail.com. Please visit my YouTube page and click subscribe. The site is youtube.com/MichaelSmithMTS. That link is pinned to the top of miketechshow.com. Also, please join Discord. The invitation is in the show notes for every show at the main website. When you sign up, and it's free, and this is forums discussion, we're really going to start leveraging Discord a lot. Make sure you go to the open, it says introduce yourself, channel within our channel, and introduce yourself so you can have access to everything. So just say hello, hey, I'm here, and I'm a listener. Where are you from? Just keep it short, sweet, and then you'll be given full access by the moderators. This show is brought to you by Instant House Call. Remotely support your customers unattended and on demand. This is robust remote support for IT pros and MSPs. This is what you should be using for all your remote access needs to your clients. If you click on the link on the left-hand side of the main website at miketechshow.com, big Instant House Call ad, click on that, then use the promo code MikeTechShow for your free 15-day trial. Go to instanthousecall.com direct and do the same. Use that code, get your free 15 days. The show's also brought to you by MagnusBox, the best online service for your clients. Become a partner by going over to magnusbox.com. They announced this week their new backup service for Office 365, backing up email, SharePoint, OneDrive. This is your one-stop shop for selling all online backup needs for all your clients across all platforms. You can get a free trial and actually experience all the same features as all the paying partners. Mention you heard it right here on this show, and you will get free white labeling for your company. That means you get to use your logos on the backup service and get a 50% off the platform fee discount for the first 3 months. Go over to magnusbox.com. You won't regret it. Become a partner. Amazon, it's the holidays. Please use my Amazon link for all your purchases for the holidays. Maybe even if it's a gift card for a stocking stuffer, just click on the link, bookmark it, and anytime you go to Amazon, when you add it to the cart after using that link, I'll get a small commission. Your price stays the same. It helps support the show. The link changed in August, so if you haven't been using my link in a while, please use the new link, and I greatly appreciate your continued use and abuse of that Amazon link. Thank you, thank you. Have a great show lined up. Lots of things. A quick summary of my Florida trip from last weekend. The AWS outage on Tuesday. A quick comment on Windows 10 21H2. Malwarebytes Tamper Protection. Something I ran into as I was preparing for the show. Malwarebytes had to help me, set me a couple links. I want to save you if you run into this for you or your clients. You really need this. I have a bunch of useful utilities, and then let's see if I have time to get to email. So first, a quick summary on the Florida trip. I flew down last Thursday We flew into Florida, my son Ryan and I, and that's why I did the show last Tuesday night. We had a festival to attend, the 97X Next Big Thing. That's the big alternative rock station in the Tampa area. And they've had this special Next Big Thing concert event every year for the last 20 years, actually the last 19 years. Well, because of COVID last year, that should have been their 20th anniversary. So it got pushed a year, and it was this past weekend. Had a great time seeing Glass Animals and the 21 Pilots Friday night. 13 hours of groups and music all day Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. when the last band, Weezer, signed off. We were there 13 hours and then collapsed on Sunday, rested, flew back here Monday, and we had a wonderful time. You can check out facebook.com/Mike Tech Show if you want to see the pictures and actually some of the live recordings when I went live with a few of the bands. Well, Tuesday, I was greeted by the AWS outage. I would love to know what caused it. Amazon quickly identified that they knew the root cause and they're working on the solution, but they didn't share what that cause was. Now, I've been Googling around trying to find it. There's lots of assumptions, but nothing factual. I want that to leak out. I would love to know what happened. If you see something, email me, MikeTechShow@gmail.com. I'd love to know some more details or something that you might have found out. That would be great. I think it's DNS related. Anytime you have a widespread outage like that, and right now there's a few network engineers, including Marvin B., that are laughing when they hear this. When in doubt, it's DNS. And coming from the network world, that is something that always happens. So what else? I'm trying to think of another big problem. I mean, DNS is what routes everything in the world. I remember GoDaddy's had a couple issues with their DNS servers and had massive outages, but it brings attention to the problem where if they own so much hosting, they deliver for so many big websites. So you had a lot of the Amazon services, whether it be ALEXA or their delivery systems went down. So there was a lot of people that they just couldn't route or deliver items. They had to kind of pause in place for a few hours before they could continue. A lot of warehouse workers were kind of stalled. Then you had Disney Plus service, and I know there was a host of others that were offline or slow. Netflix was impacted, but only the East Coast. So, and it wasn't everybody. So it really depends in the area and where you're pulling from. It looks like the AWS hosted in Virginia is what went offline. And there's lots of services tied to that. So we got fewer calls than I thought. I thought we were going to see more support calls, but most of the business services that my clients use, they weren't impacted by this. So that was pretty good. But anyway, that came back up in a few hours. Now, something I noticed when I was in Florida and I applied 21H2 for Windows 10, and I just wanted to quickly share that. It was pretty fast. Usually a feature update like that, which was this November roll-up for Windows 10 for the new 21H2, there's only going to be now, since the release of Windows 11, there's only going to be one update for Windows 10 per year. I know a lot of administrators, a lot of people that roll out updates are happy for that. This one was a lot smaller than those big feature updates in the past. I noticed it was pretty quick and rebooted quickly, and everything's working good. I've now applied this to half a dozen systems with no issues. So I would like, if anybody has issues with 21H2, please share them with me so I can get them on the air and share that with all of you and all of the listener base. So as I was getting ready for my show tonight, I always take the first page that I just changed the date for that intro that I read. And I make some changes. Most of the time it's all the same. But the one thing I do in Word is click File, Save as a PDF. Because I read all my notes now are just in tabbed PDFs on my one screen. So I have my show intro. I have the notes from Evernote, which is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. And then I roll up emails to a PDF. So I'm using the full Adobe Acrobat all the time. Well, all of a sudden, when I go to do this today, Malwarebytes was not happy with the Adobe add-in to Word. But here's what happened. It came up and announced I needed my tamper protection password in order to continue. I didn't know my tamper protection password. And if I said it, I don't remember. I tried some of my common passwords. They didn't work. And it would have had to been a long, long time ago if I set that. I was not a happy camper because I could not figure this out. And I emailed Alex and Michael, a lot of you who've been to the conventions and shows in the past, you know who I'm talking about from Malwarebytes. Alex got back to me right away. And I'm going to read Alex's email because it solved everything. We have actually had this capability known as restricted access since Malwarebytes 3.x, but recently rebranded it when we added uninstall protection a few weeks back. This setting, though, can only be enabled and configured by a user. Clearly, I've enabled it and configured it and did not remember. Here's a quick overview. Tamper protection for Malwarebytes Premium, previously known as restricted access, is an opt-in user configurable feature to prevent unauthorized access to modifying settings. Example, enabling, disabling protection layers, restricting certain program features, etc. And uninstalling Malwarebytes by requiring you to enter a password. The password is configured by the user and cannot be recovered. So, how do I get around this? If you have forgotten the password, you need to remove tamper protection, and you can uninstall Malwarebytes using your license key and then reinstall. So I have a link. The first link for tonight is a support article from Malwarebytes describing that process. Then a second link that Alex shared, additional details on this setting and other Malwarebytes premium settings can be found here. And it's another support article from Malwarebytes. Alex, thank you so much for getting back to me so quickly. I uninstalled using my license key, which is another thing you got to make sure you have. Anytime you install Malwarebytes, and for this matter, any software that you're installing for either yourself or a client, you got to record that license. And we do that very meticulously. Now, for Malwarebytes, we do that in spreadsheets. So as I buy all my keys to resell, I meticulously update a spreadsheet my son and I share, where when we give a key, we put who it is and the date, and we try to get back to get to them before they re-up, and they re-up directly with Malwarebytes. We want them to re-up with us so we don't lose revenue. Anyway, do that. So I have my key, and I was able to use that. I reinstalled Malwarebytes and did not invoke that protection and it worked. So clearly what you have to do is use your, when you know the password, first off, don't forget it. And I know here's why I didn't have that saved. This had to be pre-RoboForm or I would have saved that. So I must have set that before I invoked using RoboForm, because I did look there and it wasn't there at all. So when I do invoke that, and if I invoke it again, I will make sure that password's saved. But save keys. Save your password in a protected password manager, whether it be LastPass, KeyPass, or RoboForm, which is what I use. I like it. I use it across all my devices. I have been very, very happy with that. And I've been saving everything. I have a long master password that I have to enter all the time, but I don't mind, just to keep everything safe. So wanted to share that. Those links may come in handy for you. So that's enough on that. I want to share some utilities that I have been using, and I am going to demonstrate this right now. Give me a second here as I get ready. Boop, boop. This is a program that it's called, the site is StarDocs, and I am going to display my system right now. I'm going to bring up the program. Now, StarDocs has a lot of utilities, and I've talked about some of these in the past. I love fences, and I'm going to show you some offenses, and I like Groupie. Now, I just realized, well, I realized this before, since now I have multiple systems, they are having a deal on the main object desktop. And if you buy that, you get to deploy it on 5 systems and you get all the software. They have a customize your audio. They have curtains to easily create and add additional style modes for Windows 10. I don't need that. Cursor FX. I could care less about modifying my cursor, but you may, or you may like that, or you may have clients that like that. Deskscapes. I'll start 11, and they also have start 10. I don't need to manipulate my start button anymore. So what I'm going to do is focus on fences, because they just came out with a brand new Fences 4 the other night, and I bought 2 licenses. Here's what I like. There's a roll-up. You create a fence on your desktop. You just kind of highlight and make a box. Then you can have all of your documents, folders, programs, anything you want contained in it, and it can roll up to where when you click on something, it can be visible. Folder portals, I love this feature. There is a folder on OneDrive that I live in, whether I'm in Pennsylvania or Florida, between my systems. I have to have it. This is the main folder from OneDrive that I'm always in. It's got my client invoices. It's got key spreadsheets. It is so great having this. And anytime it's updated, I have this sorted by date modified, because I want the latest of the files. I love double clicking and hiding my desktop. That's this view right now. If I double click, anywhere's on the screen, there you go. And you can see, like right here, that is a roll-up. And then I have different groups of fences. And then when I want to hide everything, I double click and everything's hidden. That's just another nice little feature of fences. So you have desktop pages. Check this out. Ooh, Fences for Business coming soon. Here we go. Fences 4 introduces a new set of options to help organizations keep their fleet of PCs organized and desktops standardized. Kiosk mode will allow administrators to lock parts of a desktop layout, and snapshots will allow system administrators easily to deploy layouts across their fleet. With kiosk and snapshots, users will be more productive by knowing where icons are located on every desktop, and administrators will spend less time deploying fences. I like that. I have clients that would really, really benefit from that. Anyway, check this out. It's StarDoc software fences. I use another program that they like, that StarDoc likes, and it's called Groupie. And I've talked about that, where you can organize all of your programs to be accessed in one group. They're like tabs at the top of a browser, but each one is its own program. It's kind of cool. And it's funny, I don't use that as much. Like, I don't have Groupie on my Florida system, but I have it in my Pennsylvania system because I played with it and I like it. I've used it. I also have one less monitor in Pennsylvania. So coordinating and organizing everything I'm doing is more important for two monitors. When you have that third one, I can splurge and spread out more. But I cannot live without fences on my main work systems that I use. So check that out. And if you want all the features, I don't think it's that much money. I'm not sure. Let's take a look here. Support. I'm not sure. I think the price is like $59, and you can put it on 5 systems, and you get all of these programs that I'm now showing on the screen. Let's see. Buy object desktop now. So let's take a look. Oh, $47.98. That's pretty good. That's not bad. And then if I owned it, I could just upgrade. So they're not a sponsor. I get nothing for that. So just wanted to let you know. Fences 4 came out literally, I think, this week. And when I was notified, I upgraded immediately. And I just love. They keep enhancing it. If you just want to buy fences, it's like it's $9 so a year. Very cool. So as I was looking for more content for tonight, and I was catching up on some reading, a PC World issue. Not sure which. I'm not sure. This might be the latest issue of the PC World. I get that. I only get 2 computer magazines digitally, and one is PC World and the other one's Maximum PC. And they mentioned a couple utilities that I have not heard of that I now want to explore. One is Sound Switch. Now I'm going to show you something on my screen. When I want to switch sounds, you see the little bar popped up. Then I can click an up arrow and then click what do I want for the source. So it takes like 2 or 3 steps. Here, you can start by simply use the default hotkey Control-Alt-F11, and you can disable click on the sys-tray icon. You can mute. It's a way to control and switch your sounds quickly, and it's called Sound Switch, and I believe it's free. Space Sniffer. This is another one. By the way, all these links will be in the show notes. So Space Sniffer is just another way to visualize where are you consuming all of your space on your system. We always need to keep control of that. I run into that a lot with clients. Now, I like Tree Size free. I use that a lot for clients to just give me that quick, what folders are consuming the space, maybe their temp directory. I know there was an issue, I'm not seeing it lately, but a few years ago, the temp folders on some solid state drives would just fill up automatically. It would just be horrible, and it would just fill up and take up all the space. So I would have to go in, I'd see that, empty it out, get them some room back. The third program is Sharp Keys. This is a registry hack, a program that automates the registry hack to make certain keys on a keyboard act like other keys. Very interesting. I seen that. I'm like, this I installed, and I'm going to check out changing some keys for me. Anytime I can automate, make life a little easier, some tasks a little faster, like auto hotkeys. That's a program I talked about way back, sort of like macros for your GUI for Windows. It's very easy to use, and it does it all by changing the registry. So Sharp Keys, check that out. And now what I'm going to do as we start to wrap, 2 links sent by Taz a few weeks ago, our moderator and good friend, sent me a couple links. 9 iPhone tricks we found on TikTok that will impress your friends. Unlock your iPhone with your voice. Okay. Turn off lock screen notifications. I actually want that. Change the color scheme of your iPhone. That's pretty easy. Done that. Get a long exposure screenshot. Now that I have never done. So that looks cool. Get a custom message whenever you charge your phone. Now, I have been using, and Taz asked me this in the chat. When Taz was staying with me in Florida, he has this charger on his iPhone that I loved. It makes it a little heavier, and I demonstrated it because I bought it right away. And yes, it was fantastic having that device for the festival. I was able to charge my phone when it got down to like 30%. I'm like, okay, let me charge the phone. And it only took a little bit, and I just set it to charge, and boom, it's charged. That is now my go-to festival phone, or anytime I'm going out to an event that I'm going to be out all day, that is the phone. The one thing I wish it could do is pass through the cable for Apple CarPlay, but it does not. So I have to take that off when I'm in the car driving. So just interesting about that. Prevent users from scrolling when you hand them your phone. That's pretty cool. Make Siri eject water if your iPhone gets wet. I've actually tested that, and it does work. I think that is very cool. Make your iPhone shoot in 4K. Yeah, let's kill all the space on our phone. And start a secret chat with friends. That's another tip. And there's even here finding great TikTok tips. So TikTok is addictive. Next link. This is the top 5 ransomware removal and decryption tools. Kaspersky, removal and decryption. Kaspersky has about a dozen standalone ransomware removal tools. I try this whenever someone brings me something that has ransomware. I will have a USB stick where I would put these programs in. And of course, that USB stick is immediately destroyed because once you put it in there, there's a chance it gets infected, and you never want to put that in another machine. So I work in a very sealed, air-gapped environment when I'm working with something that I know is infected. Quick Heal has a ransomware decryption tool. I didn't know about Quick Heal until I seen this. AVG. MCSoft. A lot of people use MCSoft and like that as a replacement. If you're not using Malwarebytes, I definitely take a look at MCSoft. And then, of course, Windows Defender. That comes with Windows 10, Windows 11. It's free. You always make sure that that's activated because, hey, it's free and why not, right? And it usually plays nice with all the other AV programs. So that is the last link. All of these links will be in the show notes for tonight. And we are coming up on 30 minutes right now. So I want to make sure that, oh, nope, I got one more email. Actually, two. No, one more. This is from Jack. If you are running Windows 11 and a secure boot, how do you boot from a flash drive without turning off secure boot, such as when you boot into MTS from a flash drive? Now, I replied to Jack saying, you can't. You must disable secure boot. That's the whole reason for having secure boot. And I made sure to tell him, you have no choice. You got to disable secure boot. That's what really protects the system. So now that's an interesting question. If you know of a way to boot without turning that off, secure boot, boy, I'd love to know that. But then what good is secure boot if that really does work? So that's it for tonight's show. I want to thank everybody for downloading and staying subscribed. And please remember to check out our sponsors and partners: MagnusBox, Instant House Call, Fabs Auto Backup. My son just used that today. A client just got a new Surface Pro, and we had to transfer all their settings, all their files from the one system to the other. He did that today for Fabs Auto Backup. I'm not kidding. We use that every day. And that link is in the show notes. And then, of course, Amazon. Please continue to support Amazon for the show. I appreciate that. A couple show announcements now. For this, today is December 9th. Next week and the week after, I will be recording here, hopefully same time, same channel on Thursday nights. And for New Year's, the week of New Year's, there's going to be two shows. Thursday, November 30th, will be the normal show, the final show of 2021. I will be on the air for New Year's Eve and not have the pressure of recording a show. We'll talk tech, we'll play music. Yes, there will be alcohol involved and a lot of fun, and I'll be hanging out till at least 3 a.m. as we ring in the new year together across all the time zones. And we've had a lot of fun. I've been doing that. It's been a tradition for years and years. And I'm going to do it again, only this time I'm going to be by myself in Florida. My wife joined me last year when she was down, when we were down together, and we had a lot of fun. So Thursday the 30th and Friday the 31st, I will be on the air. And then that takes us into 2022. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. And yes, Photo Ray just reminded me we will be on Discord Live. So please, that means you can, if you don't have to, but if you want to New Year's Eve be on video audio with us, you can join us on Discord. So get signed up and make sure you announce yourself when you sign up into Discord for the Mike Tech Show channel. That's it. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you here next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye.